Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be covering Guillotine. She made her first appearance in Contest of Champions, issue number 1, that was released in October of 2015. Her real name is Jeannine Sauvage, and she's a French vigilante that's purported to stand around 5 feet 7 inches tall while having red eyes and red hair, which in itself now matches the bloodlust that she has to repress within her. You see, other than her being a normal human woman, she's inherited a powerful artifact, which is a magical, sentient sword known as la Fleur du Mal. Being translated, that means the flower of evil. And although information about her exact powers are sparse, I feel very comfortable with saying it at least imbues her with low-level superhuman strength, speed, and agility, while also greatly enhancing her fighting ability, almost forming a symbiosis with her mind, although we do know it's really trying to take over her mind and turn her to the dark side. The sword itself actually speaks to its wielder in their mind, giving heads up to threats, guidance while fighting, and often prodding them to do very vicious things. Basically, the sword itself needs blood to stay sustained. And this thing is powerful because it's been shown to actually slightly cut through an alternate version of Captain America's shield while she was fighting against Maestro. To go on, this powerful sword has also shown the ability to manifest at least moderate level energy projection. Although I assume that this is relatively rare, since I've only seen her use this ability against Venom. And this in itself was in response to what could be considered a weakness, because the sword was basically refusing to cut Rick Jones when he was infused with the Venom symbiote, stating that it was alien and that its blood was quote-unquote unclean. So this thing wants pure, earthbound blood. Jeannine has a lot on her hands keeping this thing contained. Now, Jeannine is the current holder of the title Guillotine in Marvel Comics, and this title carries a legacy that's steeped in dark mystique and cursed power. Her lineage traces back to 1793, where her ancestor, Jean Desmarais, became the first guillotine during the turmoil of the French Revolution. Desmarais, who was accused of counter-revolutionary activities, fled to the Parisian catacombs. And it was there that he discovered a sentient and malevolent sword that spoke to him, convincing him to swear a blood oath to wield it against his enemies. This cursed sword, La Fleur du Mal, as I stated earlier, has since been passed through generations, compelling each descendant to become its wielder. Jeannine's encounter with the sword occurred when she was just 12 years old. Being drawn by an inexplicable voice, she entered a usually locked room in her home and found the sword inside a chest. And as she examined the blade, she accidentally cut her finger, and her blood awakened the sword's curse, binding her to its dark power. However, unlike her ancestors, Jeannine chose to use the sword's formidable capabilities for good, then adopting the moniker Guillotine and becoming a vigilante in Paris. Yet, despite her noble intentions, her reputation was marred by the sinister history of her predecessors. Jeannine's struggle with the sword's influence came to a head after she helped capture the Imp Prince. Her fiancé, who was the police inspector named Marc Jobert, unaware of her double life, vowed to apprehend Guillotine, believing that the vigilante was losing her grip on sanity. We would then see Jeannine on a rooftop, actually confronting the sword itself about its attempts to incite her towards violence. However, her confrontation with her own weapon was abruptly interrupted by the summoner, who ended up transporting her to the battle realm. There, she would be forced to compete in the Contest of Champions, which was orchestrated by the Collector and the Grandmaster to claim the powerful Isosphere. Throughout this contest, Guillotine faced numerous adversaries and allies alike. But eventually, one of the contestants named Outlaw seized control of the Isosphere and used its power to return the participants to their respective realities. Jeannine would actually return to Earth with Outlaw, and together with other contestant survivors from their universe, they proposed forming a team in Britain. This group, known as the Champions of Europe, soon found themselves confronting a resurgent HYDRA organization. Now, during HYDRA's takeover of the US, led by a cosmic cube-altered Captain America, Guillotine and the Champions of Europe resisted HYDRA's splinter groups, spreading across Europe. This period tested Jeannine's resolve and commitment to her cause, solidifying her role as a defender against tyranny. However, following these events, Guillotine appeared at the tryouts for Count Nefaria's new Lethal Legion, alongside various villains and undercover heroes from the New Mutants. And despite the ambiguity surrounding her intentions, whether she sought to join the villains or infiltrate them, she ultimately was not chosen for the team. Yet, we'd end up seeing her next significant role come after the tragic Zero-Day event, where she was selected to become an integral member of the Avengers Initiative. Now, Jeannine's journey as Guillotine is a complex tapestry of heroism, internal conflict, and the perpetual struggle against the dark influence of her cursed sword and predecessors. Her story is one of legacy, burden, and the relentless pursuit of justice, despite the shadows that loom over her name. So, for her adopted abilities and her influence on the Marvel Universe, for my 1 to 10 rating, I'll give Jeannine as the Guillotine a rating of 4, which is a rating of journeyman. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and join the new Sage.